Aloha from Hawaii. This is my first astrology horoscope I want to share. I want to start putting out more because I follow the transits every day, and I just find astrology the most amazing tool to track the cosmic weather and how the energies in the sky completely affect our personal and collective energies. After a while, it becomes very clear when you track the transits and how it relates to us. So today, right now, we have the new moon in Gemini, 23 degrees, closely conjunct Mercury in Cancer. Well, actually, it's 10 degrees off, so it's not really conjunct. So, also, I looked at the aspects, and there's two quincunxes from the Sun and Moon in Gemini to Pluto and Jupiter, and that's about adjustment. That's actually a finger of God, I believe, because Jupiter and Pluto are loosely sextiling. They're both pointing to Gemini, the Sun and the Moon. So this adjustment to me is of the mind. Gemini rules the mind, of course. Pluto and Jupiter are definitely about transpersonal energies. Jupiter, in my opinion, right now is retrograde. Actually, they're both retrograde. So they're both asking us to go internally to process our energies. Jupiter in Scorpio is more about our shadows, finding our inner power. And Pluto and Capricorn, that's very large structures about, the whole world at large. And Capricorn is really a relationship to the physical world and the physical structures of society. So these two energies working together, my sense is we're doing a lot of collective shadow work. Jupiter's revealing the corruption and the lies and all of the stuff that's been going on for thousands of years, that has been conveniently hidden under the surface for various reasons that I do not need to go into. But Jupiter being that planet of expansion and the guru, we can be the guru. Guru. It's from a movie. Love Guru. So that internal, as we find our own shadows, our own things that we're revealing inside of ourselves that we may not have known before. The shadow self is, I believe, Young coined that concept, where there's parts of our subconscious and unconscious that we're not aware of. And because if we're not ready to be aware, then it's put into the subconscious. But if we don't look at our fears and our shadows, then we're kind of ruled by them because they're always in the background. So Jupiter, I really feel is, asking us to kind of just dive in and process. And the sextile to Pluto is really, putting it on a larger scale level, where in our working environments, our social civilization in general, and society, how we all interact. So the two quincunxes there to Gemini. So we need to adjust our mind. Our lower mind can't really see these large scale processes. You can see some of the details. Gemini is really about, third house, communications, day-to-day activities, things like that. It's maybe the reflection of how our day-to-day activities, they are symbolic to the shadow work that are the larger scale processes. So an example would be, for me, I have Chiron right on this degree here, 23 degrees, and it's squaring my nodes, my north and south node. basically means that I have a challenge with my past life and my destiny in the future, how the mind interacts, and how mind can sometimes get in the way because sometimes our ego mind sees everything logically, like everything has to be perfect. Everything we want, our ego desires to go a certain way. The shadow is a different story because the truth is not necessarily logical. There's the story that we're in this world is so multidimensional that there's shades of black, shades of gray, shades of white, and everything in between. So what I really feel in my spiritual practices is to surrender the mind. This is partly the square to Neptune, the square of my north node, within a 6-degree orb of 16 degrees Neptune. Neptune is the complete opposite of Gemini. It's the right brain. It's instead of logical, it's the intuitive mind. It doesn't see things in linear states, but sees the holistic, holographic, emotional web of our interconnectedness. So it's kind of can't really like explain it because it's a feeling and it's an experience. So what I find with this square is a challenge because we might want to know something, but really need to feel it and to kind of let the mind go. So when I do my surrendering processes, I let the mind do its thing, monkey mind, because sometimes there's things going on in it that are, let's just say, not our own. There's a lot of things going on where technologies and our relationship with our environment affects our mind. The mind is not what we think it is. It's very deep how it goes. So I think all this is just revealing and asking us to recalibrate our mind. Think about different thought patterns, different ways of addressing our day-to-day activities. So we got Mars in the South Node, which is definitely asking us to look at our past life stuff. Mars is that planet of action, asking us to explore the territories. The South Node in Aquarius is, well, a lot of it's to do with Atlantis and the age of Aquarius that we're entering now, where our unity is in our diversity. And if we can find our uniqueness through the North Node, the will of Mars can find us help the interconnectedness of us all. Mercury is 29 Cancer, just about to enter Leo, and also, actually, sorry, that's Venus. Venus is at 29 Cancer, about to enter Leo, which is on the North Node, which is great. It's going to ask us about love, about how we feel, our love of self, and our relationship with self in regards to others. Mercury in Cancer is that emotional, instinctive level. I think it's going to soften all of this mind energy we've been having. Mercury on the Sun last week for me was very intense. I got a lot of messages from different stars, and because Mercury is the messenger, is the archetype of Hermes and Thoth and all of these avatars who realize that mind is a universal thing, like it's a universal construct that we can have our mind and our soul out of the body, astral projection, out of body experiences. And if you do that, you'll know. Uranus is still 1 degrees Taurus, which is kind of squaring Mars, and it's also about to be squaring Venus. So there's a lot of tension in the air. Uranus and Taurus is really great, I find, because it's bringing the energy to the Earth so we can make physical changes. Also with Saturn retrograde at Capricorn, it's really asking us to restructure our reality. So I think I'll just leave it at that. I want to start doing these horoscopes more often. I find they're so useful because the energies really resonate with our experiences. And I've been doing this for about 6 years and following many astrologers on YouTube. And at first, it was just like this bizarre language that I couldn't really understand. I can understand basic archetypes, certain planets, and when there's lunations. But over time, it becomes very clear that everything is interconnected. This is Mars on the South Node. And when we see the little um, connections to that, the symbolic energies in our life, they can be very simple. So for me, my workplace is very representative of Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn. Capricorn rules businesses, Saturn is structures, and Pluto is transformation. I have a lot of Capricorn energy in my chart, 5 planets, and Uranus is conjunct my Saturn, which is all about transformation. And it's not easy because Saturn-Uranus square we just exited and we're going to be connecting with again at some point. Actually, it'll be different. But anyway, I'll leave it at that for today. But I definitely want to share more. I'm absolutely fascinated, and one of the amazing things about astrology is that it shows that our stories are shared. We're all in this bizarre world that we're all kind of asleep, but we are waking up, and the more we can alchemize our identity with the universal identities through these archetypes, the more we can liberate ourselves, because every single thing we do has a karmic effect. This is with the nodes, and this is with Saturn. Saturn is the law of karma, the lord of time. When we work with time, we work with these rules, then we'll be rewarded. I have. My life is very, very intense, but I experience states of higher consciousness that are like in a movie. They're absolutely transcendental, and they're like what the religions talked about, states of bliss and heaven on earth, and it's totally possible. But I struggle. I am no saint because I am under a lot of pressure for various reasons, because all this shadow work of Scorpio, Jupiter, and Pluto is pointing to this big system that's been going on for a long time that for some reason doesn't want to change. And it's our responsibility to change ourselves first. And if we do that by following our passions and bliss and serving others, and gradually all of the problems that we see outside of us can be alchemized. Because as above, so below, is where we said everything is a reflection of inside and out. So yeah, thank you for listening. Please share any comments. If there's any things that I said that you're curious of, I'm still learning, but I really just wanted to share because the more we share, the more we can see we're all in this together. Thank you for listening. Aloha. Until next time.